Okay, welcome back. The coach was not allowed to select the team. That is why they lost. Remember that comma there is extremely important. This one here. The coach was not allowed to select the team. That is why they lost. Right, beginning with, if the coach. Now, I want you to follow the tense of this sentence. The coach was not allowed. So we write here, if the coach was allowed. Meaning what? According to this sentence, the coach was not allowed. You know, that is very basic. That the coach was not allowed to select the team. Was the coach allowed? No. Did the team win? No, they lost. So if the coach was allowed, that is the condition. That if the coach was allowed to select the team, comma, they would not have lost. Because they lost. So here you must understand this note here is very important, and the was here is very important. Somehow I've seen students writing like, if the coach was not allowed to select the team. Others write, if the coach was allowed to select the team, they would have lost. They lost already. They lost. They would not have lost if the coach was allowed to select the team. That is how we go about it. Now, use the correct preposition, and you need to understand that prepositions, that is a very typical area of our study. Look at that. The members disagreed dash the amount of money each should receive for expenses. There are two possible prepositions there, but I want you to reduce them to one. You agree with, and you agree to. You agree with, and you agree to. You also agree over, and you agree about. Agree with a person. This one goes with the person. Agree with a person. Agree to do something. And you agree over or about an idea. Okay? So that is the answer. Agree about. You agree about. The members disagreed over the amount of money each should receive for expenses. But if it was a person they were to agree with, I agree with you. Now, look at that. The Battle of Waterloo, Wellington counted dash the support of the Prussians, but they were very late in arriving on the field of battle. At the Battle of Waterloo, Wellington counted. When you count, I count on you, I count on this. They counted. Wellington counted on the support of the Prussians, but they were very late in arriving on the field of battle. So the answer there is on. Agree count on. You count on somebody. You count on somebody's ability, on somebody's support, on somebody's presence, etc., etc. What about that? I'm afraid I cannot consent dash your proposal. This is where you bring two. I'm afraid I cannot consent. I cannot consent to your proposal. How about this? Rewrite each of the sentences, turning the underlined words into participle phrases. Look at that. Participle phrases, we have two. The present participle and the past participle, depending on the sentence. We've had problems with this. He took the book back to the library when he had finished reading it. That is the underline. Sometimes the examiner does not give you that underlined part. He does not underline it. He only tells you. He took the book back to the library when he had finished reading it. So you say, having, so the answer will be, having finished reading the book, comma, he took it back to the library. He took it back to the library. Took it back to the library, and that is where you place your full stop. Having finished reading. The key word there is reading. Having finished reading. That is where the participle phrase is. Next, when the boy reached the top of the tree, comma, he cut off a few coconuts and threw them down to his friends waiting below. When the boy reached the top of the tree. How do you write that? Reaching the top of the tree. Reaching the top of the tree, the boy cut off a few coconuts. The boy cut off a few coconuts and threw them down to his friends waiting below. Them down to his friends waiting below. Reaching the top, that is where the participle is. When the policeman saw the thief, he blew his whistle. When the policeman saw the thief, so here we are supposed to go straight to the answer. On seeing the thief, thief, comma, the policeman blew his whistle. On seeing the thief, the policeman blew his whistle. Correct tag. Let us pray, comma. You see, the tag is supposed to be auxiliary verb plus the pronoun plus the NT. Let us pray. You see that question there is in the subjunctive. Let us. It is like a request. Let us pray. Shall we? Shall we? Let us pray. Shall we? Shall we? How about this? I am rather late. We don't use armed. Armed. It's not acceptable. We say and I, and I. We ought to go. Oughtn't. We. So you say and I, oughtn't we. Now, lastly, there are times when you are required to explain the meaning of statements. For example, Papa Tom is a good man. Then we have Papa, comma, Tom is a good man. Papa Tom is a good man. How do you explain that? Look at my answer. One man, one person called Papa Tom. First one. Papa Tom is a good man. This Papa and Tom is the same man. So we have one man, one person. The second one, Papa, Tom is a good man. There is somebody who is addressing Papa and telling him that Tom is a good man. That's how you say it. That these are two people, someone called Papa is being told that Tom is a good man. So Papa and Tom are two different people. Unlike in the first sentence where Papa and Tom are one and the same. What about this lastly? The two students, the students who performed well were awarded certificates. The students who performed well were awarded certificates. I want you to go back and make reference to this kind of sentences. The students who performed well were awarded certificates. The two sentences are different because the second one has a comma after the word students. Why? We have defining and non-defining clauses. The first one means only those students who performed well were awarded certificates. Only those students who performed well were awarded certificates. The second one means, the non-defining, that all students performed well and therefore were awarded certificates. Let us stop there. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Until next time, good day.